Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. Respected moderator and CORENA participants, let me share with you my PowerPoint slide. Okay, the topic which I'm going to present to all of you today is the paper with the title "Do Differences Make a Difference? Understanding the Dynamics of Diversity in University Community Engagement Workgroups." The topic of diversity in groups is significant as demographic changes in higher educational institutions is seen as prevalent nowadays. The differences in demographic attributes such as age, gender, religion, area of expertise, tenure, and many other attributes seem to reflect the staff population in many higher educational institutions locally and globally. The staff diversity of attributes are clearly seen also in the many activities and tasks carried out by academics, including the university community engagement groups or projects that are carried out by many higher educational institutions nowadays. However, despite the importance of university community engagement in higher educational institutions, little or not much studies being conducted to see how diversity in such groups shape the group climate. Hence, this study is carried out to fill up this gap. The three categories of dimensions, to examine the diversity in groups, the three-level dimensions involved. Primary dimensions, secondary dimensions, and the three dimensions. Okay, the two main research questions posed in this study. Firstly, what dimensions of diversity that are prevalent in university community engagement groups, UCE groups? Secondly, how diversity draw group experience of academics in UCE? In order to answer these two research questions, we carried out 5 interviews, semi-structured interviews with 5 members or 5 academics who are involved in university community engagement projects. And the members are diverse in terms of demographic backgrounds and some other criteria that I've mentioned earlier. Okay, let's have a look at the findings. The findings indicate 2 main prevalent dimensions characterize university community engagement groups. That is, firstly, primary dimension that actually refers to the age, and also the gender. And secondly, the secondary dimension, that's actually the field. The majority of respondents only perceived demographic characteristics of the group members that made them different from one another. They mainly highlighted about age, or tenure. Some of the group members are young, some are old, some are seniors, some are juniors. They also characterize the differences in terms of the gender. That's only 2 gender, men and women, no mixed gender. And the field, that actually refers to the area of specialization and expertise, including the knowledge and skills of research of the group members, which make them different from one another. None of the respondents mentioned about the third category, the third dimension of diversity, which is third theory, such as beliefs, assumptions, group norms. It's not mentioned in the findings. Another findings which we could derive from the interviews is diversity produce benefits in university community engagement groups. So the first that were derived also from this main thing is age diversity is not an obstacle to a cooperative university community engagement group working environment. UCE work groups are mainly characterized by age diversity. That's the young or the junior members, yeah, those who are in their 20s to 30s, while the old or senior are those who are represented or who have been described as those who are in their 40s and above. Even so, respondents reported that age diversity is not an obstacle to work cooperatively in achieving the group goals. Yeah, so even though they come from different age groups, they may be able to work cooperatively one another. In fact, age diversity is seen as an advantage to UCE groups in achieving their group outcomes. Okay, another findings derived from the interviews. Field diversity enhanced learning experience among group members. The respondents whose educational trainings are diverse promotes a positive learning university community engagement group culture. People with different disciplines, different educational trainings, and they receive different trainings, somehow bring diverse understandings and tools to problem solving that somehow benefits the group outcomes itself, or the group process and outcomes. So academics learn and share different research tools as well as the methods, knowledge among themselves in the group itself. Thus leads towards better group outcomes. Okay, another finding is gender diversity enhance the group goals in understanding the community. So the findings here indicate that diversity in gender is not an obstacle, but it somehow helps the UCE group to successfully achieve their goals when dealing with community. Most of the villages, for example, this is one of the respondents described that most of the villages in which the respondents work with prefer to be approached by academics of the same gender. And therefore, diversity in gender helps the group to successfully achieve their group goals. Okay, this is another finding that we found out from the study is that diversity, apart from the benefits, that the diverse university community engagement groups involve or experience, there are also challenges that they face when working in a diverse group. There's a consensus among the majority of respondents that diversity in age or tenure poses challenges in university community engagement group. They have difficulty to express ideas. This somehow is being reflected or something that's the respondents tend to relate it to the seniority, the seniority of the members in the group. When the juniors mainly felt that senior members are more knowledgeable, hence stopped them from expressing their ideas freely. Okay, so this is the interview extract that I've that's derived from the interviews. It is challenging to work with senior people. So that's a challenge that they face. Another challenge, another findings is that it creates a boundary to freedom of expression. This is another challenge that they face or they experience in working in a diverse group of UCE groups. The juniors mainly felt that there's a boundary. There's a boundary between them and the seniors, the juniors and the seniors. So the seniors did not feel so, but the juniors mainly felt that they are not free. They're not free to express their ideas and opinions in the group. They are not as free as when they are working with those of the same age group. Thus, this perception in a way restricts the juniors in freedom of expression. They're not free to express their ideas and opinions. Right? So with that, let's just go to the conclusion and discussion. Okay, diverse background of academic group members brings positive work group climate for community engagement projects in higher educational institutions. Okay, even though there are challenges, despite the challenges that academic group members experience when they work, yeah, in a university community engagement projects, yeah, somehow the findings indicate that they experience more positive working environment, yeah, more positive work group climate, yeah, that they actually experience, yeah, in the UCE groups. Diversity of age, gender, and field strengthen members' knowledge and abilities, hence contributes towards the success of university community engagement project goals. Yeah, so these are the prevalent differences, yeah, categories or dimensions or categories of diversity differences among them. Yeah, even though there are differences among them in terms of demographic, yeah, characteristics, in terms of field, area expertise, knowledge, but they somehow the diversity itself does not provide what you call it an obstacle, yeah, but this strengthen, yeah, the knowledge and the abilities of the members in the group. Hence, yeah, these are the factors that contributes to the success of the university and community engagement project goals. Yeah, therefore the diversity initiative in university community engagement groups, yeah, in university or in public universities, even private universities, locally, internationally, should be encouraged, yeah, to be uh, implemented. Yeah, this initiative should be introduced and practiced, yeah, and should be strategized towards the success of these activities in universities, yeah, in the country, and also in other parts of the world. Okay, not only in Malaysia but also in some other world, in the global part of the world. Okay, so this somehow, yeah, it's very important. Yeah, this diversity initiative will play a valuable role in the collective efforts that advance the public mission of higher education's one strategy for community change. Okay, there should be a close relationship between university and community. So the diversity initiative that are taken by universities, yeah, when academics working in the group, will somehow bring a positive changes to the community, and the goal in which the universities are trying to achieve, yeah, in getting sharing, yeah, the knowledge in expanding, yeah, the knowledge of the academics on the community, yeah, towards the change in the society and the community will be somehow what do you call it, material, will be achieved, yeah, successfully. Okay, so that's all from me. Thank you very much for listening. Assalamualaikum.